Good morning everybody, this is the first ever video for my website, the Alternate Reality Football League. I thought it was about time that I finally created a video and added some much needed style to the proceedings. So, as you can see, the results for round 8 have now been uploaded. There is the Premier League, as you can see the results. Burton Albion 0, Darlington 1, Gainsborough 0, Spurs 3, Spurs are flying at the moment. Huddersfield 2, Rotherham 0. Ipswich 1, Wolves 0, narrow win for the Tractor Boys there. Millwall 1, Nuneaton 1. Sheffield United 3, Altrincham 0. Sheffield United are another side that are flying, as you can just about see from the top of the table there. Shrewsbury 0, Leeds 3. Sunderland 5, Welling 1. Sunderland are the form side in the division. Yeovil 0, Middlesbrough 2. And York 1, Liverpool 4. Liverpool, of course, are the current league leaders. There you can see the Premier League table in all its glory. Liverpool still unbeaten, still top of the table, but still only 1 point in it, of course, just ahead of Spurs in second on 21. But Sunderland in third are also still unbeaten on 20 points. And as we say, they are the form side in the division. Down the very bottom, you can see Altrincham and Yeovil propping things up on 4, Millwall in the relegation zone on 5, just goal difference behind York, and Gainsborough still struggling a little bit on 6. As we drop into the Championship, quickly go through these. Halifax 1, Manchester United 3, FC United 0, Southport 2. Fulham, they're going very well, 4-1 win, home win over Gosport. Hull 3, Sutton 0, Luton 1, Crewe 1, Maidenhead 2, Gateshead 0, Man City 3, Exeter 1, Newport 2, Peterborough 2, Port Vale 1, Morecambe 1, Tamworth 2, Maidstone 3, Watford 2, Wimbledon 0, and Wycombe 2, Dartford 1. So you can see there, Man United, again, they're absolutely flying, 7 wins and a draw. That puts them 3 clear of Hull. Hull, of course, are the only side that have stopped United in any games this season in their 0-0 draw at the KC Stadium. They're on 19 points. Man City remain in third on 18 points, with Watford and Maidstone going well. But of course, another mention should go out to Fulham. They have drawn quite a few, but 8 games into the season, they're still unbeaten in 6th. Down the bottom, Gosport sadly is still winless. They're on just 2 points, with Luton and Port Vale joining them in the drop zone on 6. Exeter, Gateshead and Southport all on 7. Then in League 1 for round 8, Villa 3, Brentford 1, Barrow 1, Bristol Rovers 3, Brighton 2, Blackburn 2, Chesterfield 0, AFC Telford 2, Dagenham 0, Stoke 3, Ebbsfleet 0, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Lincoln 3, Bishop Stortford 3, North Ferriby 1, Portsmouth 1, and I must give a special mention here to North Ferriby as well. This is the original North Ferriby United. For those who aren't familiar with my website, I created this. I didn't actually create the website, but I created this league in 2017. March 2017 was when I started creating the results. The original North Ferriby United existed back then. You haven't died in this alternate reality. It's still the original North Ferriby. Nottingham Forest 2, Chelsea 2, Queen's Park Rangers 6, Mansfield 2, huge win for QPR, Southend 0, Coventry 3, and Stalybridge 2, West Ham 2. Now you can see there's been a change of leadership there. Forest, after losing and drawing in their last 2 games respectively, they've been knocked off the top. Unbeaten Sheffield Wednesday are now the leaders on 20 points. Forest down to second, they're joined on 19 by QPR, with Coventry and Villa doing well on 17. And again, another mention for another unbeaten side, West Ham in 6th are on 16 points. Down the bottom, Mansfield is still winless on 2, with Brighton on 5. Southend's goal difference means they're in the relegation zone, but they're joined on 6 points by Barrow, Ebbsfleet and Lincoln, who've still only got the 1 win so far. In League 2, Aldershot 3, Wealdstone 0, Bournemouth 4, Alfreton 0, Burnley 2, Doncaster 0, Charlton 3, Gillingham 2, Paul Town 2, St Albans 1, Preston 3, Hartlepool 1, Rochdale 1, East Thurrock 2, Salford 4, Curzon Ashton 3, cracking game there, Stevenage 2, Weston-super-Mare 1, first win of the season for Stevenage, Swindon 0, Wigan 2, Truro 2, MK Dons 4, and Walsall 1, Stockport 1. So it's still unbeaten records for both of the Dorset clubs. Bournemouth topping the table on 22. Aldershot, though, are on great form. They are second on 19. Paul, the other Dorset club, third on 18, with Salford on 17, and Burnley, Truro and Curzon Ashton all going really well on 16. Western are now the only winless side left in the division, and they drop to the bottom on 3. Stevenage off the bottom after that win. They're on 4 points, along with Doncaster, who are on a horrible run form. I'll show you that in the form chart shortly. With Alfreton, East Thurrock and Wealdstone all struggling on 5 as well. The National League Premier Division, of course. It's not just the National League in this reality. There's the National League Premier, Championship and League One. So the National League follows a very similar format to the EFL. Boston 2, Oxford United 0, Braintree 1, Swansea 3, Palace 0, Worcester 1. You can see they fell to an injury time winner for Worcester. Derby 1, Chester 2, Eastbourne 1, Fleetwood 2, Harrogate 2, Cardiff 2, Macclesfield 3, Margate 2, Newcastle 4, Reading 0, Oxford City 3, Eastleigh 1. Both the Oxford goals are both the Oxford teams, are in the same division. Tranmere 1, Brackley 3, West Brom 2, Northampton 1, and Wrexham 3, Bradford 3. So you can see the Welsh sides, the central Welsh sides, are dominating. Cardiff and Swansea, both on 20 points. The goal difference still favours the Bluebirds. West Brom sit in third on 17, with Newcastle, Brackley and Harrogate all going really well on 15. Down the bottom, Eastleigh stuck on 2 points and still no win, with Northampton on 4, and Fleetwood in the relegation zone on 5. Eastbourne are just the right side of the line on 6 points. In the National League Championship, Accrington 2, Carlisle 0, Barnet 0, Southampton 3, Bath 2, Whitehawk 1, Bristol City with another good win 3, Gloucester City 2, Bromley 2, Torquay 2, Cambridge 0, Arsenal 4, Dover 1, Bradford Park Avenue 3, Grimsby 0, Kidderminster 1, Hungerford 2, Forest Green 1, Norwich 1, Scunthorpe 1, and Solihull 1, Woking 3. So here is the table. 22 teams in this division, of course. National League Championship. Remember, this league doesn't exist in real life. It's only in terms of the alternate reality football league. Arsenal are the leaders, still only a point clear of Southampton. Both have won 7 in 8, but Arsenal still unbeaten on 22. Gloucester are third on 18, but were beaten in round 8. Bradford Park Avenue and Kidderminster still going well on 16 points each. Kidderminster, after losing their opening 2, are now on a 6-match unbeaten streak. Forest Green are the only winless side, bottom on 3, with Solihull and Dover on 5 in the relegation zone. Very tight though after that. Torquay, Whitehawk, Hungerford, Bristol City and Grimsby all on 6 points. And then finally in National League 1, again another purely fictional division for the alternate reality football league. Barnsley 1, Fylde 1, Birmingham 2, Guiseley 2, Blackpool 1, Bury 3. Very important that we mention Bury, of course. What it must be like for those Bury fans at the moment. It's heartbreaking that in real life they haven't got any football. It's nowhere near the real thing, of course, for you guys. But if you are interested, Bury, you will never be chucked out of a league due to financial problems. Not in the alternate reality football league. In here, it is the original Bury, and you are a very proud member of the professional leagues. Bolton 3, Boreham Wood 0, Chorley 0, Chelmsford 2, Concord Rangers 1, Colchester 4, Everton 4, Hemel Hempstead 2, Leicester 1, Cheltenham 0, Leyton Orient 1, Hampton and Richmond 2, Notts County 3, Crawley 2, and Oldham, who are flying 2, Plymouth 1. And as you can see there in the final table of the professional leagues, Oldham are the runaway leaders, 22 points, 7 wins and a draw. Then it's Bolton and Everton, who are both also unbeaten as well on 20 points. Guiseley, a distant 4th on 16, with Leicester on 15. Down the bottom, 2 winless sides, Fylde, bottom on 3, with Plymouth on 4. And then it's Blackpool, Cheltenham and Barnsley on 6, but Blackpool's goal difference means they're in the zone. Then very tight again, Concord, Colchester and Boreham Wood, all on 7 points. Now in terms of the next fixtures for round 9, because it's still just league football at the moment, you can see in round 9 of the Premier League there, leaders Liverpool take on Huddersfield. Second in the table, Spurs will be up against Burton Albion. Looking at some other of the big fixtures there, perhaps Gainsborough against Sheffield United might be a good tie. In the EFL Championship for round 9, leaders United are at home to unbeaten Fulham. So that's 2 unbeaten sides against each other. In League 1, Sheffield Wednesday, the leaders at home to North Ferriby. West Ham, still unbeaten, at home to Lincoln. On paper, they look like 2 home victories. League 2, leaders Bournemouth travel to Hartlepool. Won't be entirely easy, but you would fancy them to get the win. Western could do with a win as they are winless and bottom against Alfreton Town, who are also struggling. The National League Premier Division, league leaders Cardiff against Newcastle, so a cracking looking tie, and Swansea against Bradford City should also be very good. And the National League Championship leaders Arsenal take on Bath. Southampton against Norwich should be good, and Gloucester will be looking to get back to winning ways against Dover. And then in National League One, Oldham on paper look to be too strong for Concord Rangers. But can Bolton and Everton remain unbeaten? Bolton travel to Colchester, Everton travel to Hampton and Richmond.